In Munich, Germany, we are looking forward now little more than 20 minutes before New Year's Eve is ushered in. And what we're hearing is that Munich police are begging people not to go anywhere near crowds because of the threat of a terror attack. They're telling people that they've evacuated two train stations, the Hauptbahnhof and the Passing train station. Also, they're saying that they know that there might be a threat in the crowds and to please avoid the crowds, that they have vacated the train stations. They're saying that they got a tip-off from a French intelligence agency about an immediate terror attack in the city, and therefore the warning went out. With me now is Julia Knoba, who's in Munich. Julia, tell me how this affects your plans for New Year.
Well, we were just in an apartment here with our friends, and we were just about to go out, to the street to see the fireworks and everything. And now we just got the news at 10 past 11, so now we're all set. We're staying in because we're a bit afraid.
How did you first get the alert that German police have warned of possibly an imminent terror attack?
How we got the alert?
Yes.
Just from the news, just on the phone. It just, got on the phone from NTV. They just send out a notice.
What has been the plan in Munich? Is Munich going to celebrate the coming in of the new year with fireworks and things like that?
Yeah, there are fireworks going on all night. So they started at 5, 6 p.m. and I don't know if there's a massive party like in Berlin, but there are several places where fireworks are going off and everything.
And I know you just have 20 minutes to go or so before midnight. How soon did you get the alert? How soon did you know that you and change your plans to stay in?
Well, I've got it in front of me, so it says 7 past 11, so 30 minutes ago.
Okay. And can you sort of set the scene for me about what it would take to evacuate a train station like the Passing or the main Munich train station?
Oh, I don't really know. I'm sure there are many people around there, but I don't know how long it would take to evacuate all of them.
But how pivotal are those train stations in moving people on mass transit through Munich?
Well, they're the most important ones from Munich. The main station and Passing is pretty big as well. So I think if people are taking the train tonight, they'll cross at least the main train station most of all the time.
Yeah, and Julia, given that your local news, I'm sure, is covering this, are you seeing a difference in the people who've gathered out and about in public spaces for the New Year celebration?
Yeah, I'm sure, because everyone's a bit nervous about it, and now that there is an exact alert, I think people are even more scared, so they'll just stay in. Even the taxi driver today said, well, there's not really much going on because people are a bit scared.
Was that true? Was that true even before the Munich police put out their warning?
Yeah, it was. It was, yeah.
Why do you to what do you attribute that change of atmosphere?
I think it's, of course, because of Paris, and I think it's just the big crowds that are likely that something might happen. So I think it's just the whole, the whole atmosphere. Yeah.
We're seeing a shot from social media now that shows police or military personnel in full gear with masks over their face and helmets on. It looks like a very serious picture. Were you told ahead of time via news alerts by your local media that there was heightened security leading into New Year's Eve?
No, not in Munich. We heard that in Berlin, there's much more security and that people can't take bags or anything to that massive party, but not in Munich. No.
And give me a sense of the city itself, what happens on New Year's Eve typically?
I honestly don't really know because I'm not living in Munich that long, so I can't really tell. Sorry.
Well, this certainly is a welcome to Munich, isn't it? Welcome to Munich, and now don't go anywhere near a crowd on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that's true.
Julia, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate your insight and you sharing your change of plans to stay home. Munich police earlier have tweeted out a warning that there may be a terror attack planned. They're tweeting this out so that they tell people to avoid crowds, to avoid the main train station and the Passing train station, some of the big thoroughfares through Munich, and the ones that would most likely be used for crowds taking mass transit in and out of the center of Munich for New Year's Eve celebrations. Approaching now fewer than 20 minutes to the top of the hour, where it will be midnight and Munich will ring in the new year. And there you're seeing one of the big train stations and how empty it is. And what we're hearing is that police went in and just vacated it, told people not even to bother going to the main train station or the Passing train station as well. They said they got some serious information on Facebook that there will be an attack tonight. They got that information, again, Munich police are sharing, from French intelligence agency about a possible immediate terror attack in the city. And so they're asking people to stay away from crowds, stay away from the main train station, to stay away from the Passing train station because of this serious imminent threat of a terror attack. What's interesting is that this came out less than an hour, really, before midnight hits, when people, if they plan to be out in public watching the clock strike midnight, are already in place. And so telling people who are already in a crowd to avoid a crowd becomes difficult to manage, and especially when you take two of the train stations out of service, one of them the main train station where people would, the hub train station where people would catch other trains back home. So again, we're watching now for the clock to strike midnight in Munich, Germany, when at the same time Munich police are warning of a terror attack, receiving information from the French intelligence agency about a possible immediate terror attack. And as you can see, they have ramped up very quickly to respond to any threat.